Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my challenge team post for BrambleFox. And the challenge this month is to use flowers and leaves. So wide open as to how you use them, and certainly right up my alley because I like flowers on almost every layout. I'm going to show you what I'm going to work with, and then we'll kind of begin to put things together. My background, well, first of all, I'm also using this lift. This is Scraplift number 12 in the 12 Days of Springtime Scraplifts at Scrap Squad. And I'll kind of show you what I'm taking from this lift, and then I'm going to put it aside and pretty much go my own way. I like well, first of all, I like that there's a framework of a floral pattern paper behind the white background. And then I like this little cluster kind of up in the upper left corner. The fact that the photo cluster is kind of oriented lower right. The texture is provided by twine. It looks like a pink twine, and I actually considered using this jute twine, and I've decided to go a different way, which you'll see in a minute. But there are layers of paper and a large floral cluster here, a smaller floral cluster there. I just love it. It's an adorable photo. The florals actually pick up on the colors that the kids are wearing. I have a gorgeous sunset photo of my son and granddaughter in Puerto Rico last week, and it's beautiful. This is totally unfiltered and unedited in any way. It's the photo as it came, as my son posted it. The only thing that's bothering me here is this little kind of a blue outbuilding there. I like the fact that Katie's wearing red. I'm gonna have some florals that are not exactly that color red, but similar enough, close enough on the color wheel that I don't think that will stand out so much. But my texture, I decided to provide my texture using this die, and I don't know what to call this. At times when I've used it, this I call barbed wire fence. This is kind of chain link fence or netting or just plain texture. So that's kind of how I'm going to use it. And I have die cut a lot of these leaves, and I'll make clusters of those. So what I did when I die cut that fencing, my texture, I cut it in half so that I can extend it high and low with the photo. So you get somewhat the same textural effect as in the original. I have die cut all my leaves and my fencing from pages in a very old 2013, almost 10 years old, color wash by Pink Paisley. And well, it's actually Pink Paisley, established 2008. Okay, so that was the established date. So I just picked, I had 2 tablets of these, and I just picked 3 sheets that kind of at random, and did a lot of die cutting. So I have my tray of things that I'm pretty sure I'll use, including this little yellow butterfly from BrambleFox that I just got. It just came in a kit in my FoxBox with this gray frame that's kind of a postage stamp frame. And I love it because It's neutral, and it kind of provides a great background for my little cluster that I'm going to do up at the top. I also have some kind of color match to my florals here. Some of these rings, and I have my title, and it's in that gorgeous matte navy blue, and somewhere in here I have a geotag, and I might actually mount some tiny embellishment on top of that. So we'll see. And I have some sequins picked out, and because it's Katybug, and to add that red of her shirt, I've got this ladybug flare, and I may have another flare in there somewhere. Yes, I do, this kind of driftwood color. So let's get started. I think I put this tape down on here to show me where I needed to position my page so that it's on camera, and the tape didn't stick. So I have chosen for my background, instead of a double layered background with a floral in the back and white in front, I picked this sheet, which is the, I guess, A side, maybe the B side of this Cocoa Vanilla from their Legendary line. And I have ordered single sheets, this particular sheet, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. Every time I see it, I get it because I think of another use for it. I love that it has kind of beachy batik looking prints around, and then, you know, kind of a mixed media look, bubble wrap sort of look. So it gives me a lot of texture and interest before I even start putting things on it. And then when you look at the photo and kind of see the colors in the photo, you just couldn't find a better background paper. So I'm going to, speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and put the photo down, and then I'll worry about how to get things around it later. With that there, I've kind of got a fairly good placement for my little cluster up here. And look at that gray, how well that goes with the gray blue that is in that collection. Because this requires some wet glue, and because that may need to dry, I'm going to put that down first before I work on the main cluster. I'm going to put a little glue here, kind of slide it under, and maybe put a tiny bit, not quite at the end, because I want it to maintain some curl kind of at the end. So I'll just kind of put that down. This one may end up needing to be cut. Let me see which colors I want to show. I kind of like that that's a little bit green. So I'm gonna cut this right across here. And I'll save this and maybe use it up there. Okay, where's my glue? I'll put a little bit there and then a little bit here. And we'll see. Okay, that looks pretty well lined up. Okay, Now, I know that I want the title to be right about here, but I'm not going to glue it down yet because I have an idea for embellishing to maybe cover that blue bit. There is this sticker that has the directional beach signs, and I'm going to slide it right under here so that, I forgot if I took that off. And then I have some florals that maybe I could put there. Let me see if I can find a small enough. Okay. I have a plumeria here. I'm using, in case I didn't mention that, I have a variety of ephemera and chipboard and foam and plain stickers from the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Coastal and 49 and Market Vintage Artistry Beached. So those are the two lines I'm using for my embellishing. And for each individual piece, I probably will not have any idea which one came from where. I may do that. I'm probably going to put this on a bit of foam. And kind of have it, this is going to cover that blue, and then I'm going to add this little chipboard seagull just as another layer in front of it. Okay, now I'd like to put this over here, but I don't really want it overlapping the photo, nor do I want to lose these leaves. I may use those later. So I'm just gonna put this down flat right at that part, but then I'm gonna add a little bit of dimension, and I realize that if I'm not doing it up here, you can't see it. I'm gonna add some dimension just to the outer leaves so that they pop up a bit. And I learned from Vicki Boutin that I don't always have to take the cover to the adhesive off of there. But I'm doing it anyway. Okay, now I want to assemble this little cluster up here. I planned ahead, checked out the depth, and I have this Good Vibes piece of ephemera that can go across, and I have enough foam to hold it like that. And I thought I would do a small plumeria. Kind of right there. And then I can do some leaves under it. And maybe these leaves could work there. That actually looks pretty nice. Let me get that. I'm gonna dip it up under that thing right there, and I'm going to put some adhesive on here, but I'm gonna raise this up a bit to scooch that under. There's a little bit of glue there. Okay, that's kind of nice. And now I want to add a couple of these leaf clusters kind of coming out from there, because these look really viney and tropical, I think. And I think that will really add a lot up here. And I've chosen the ones where the colors will show up nicely against the white. So I think that's gonna work. Let me put a little bit of glue. And my glue was actually, I cleaned out both the heads, tips of my glues yesterday, and a minute ago it was actually, let me burnish that down. And I'll take this. It was actually bubbling with some water. And for those of you who comment on my nails, you'll notice that's a crafting accident that actually caused that little problem there. I like this green having a little bit of pink kind of coming through it. Okay, and for accents there, I'd really like to add one of these and a star. Kind of there. And I have a white star. Just a little texture and interest, nothing that particularly relates to the story or anything like that. Okay, now coming down here. I'm almost afraid to start here because there's so many choices. Now, I had thought here is where I wanted to use the hibiscus. I want the hibiscus to be a big feature here. So let me just put it down, well, you know what? There's a big, pretty foam one here that could kind of go right there, and it could stay up, and then maybe I could layer some other florals. Here's that same hibiscus, but in paper form, and I can do this, and here's where I will not put any adhesive on it. And I wanted to take, these are banana leaves, and they, you know, should be going this way. But to me, they're just such beautiful tropical leaves that I thought I'd use them there. as a base for these that I've cut with the BrambleFox die. Okay, and let me scooch this in under. There we go. And this one has much more subtle color. This one and it's kind of over the pattern, so that's okay. I'm going to do this blue one more over the white part. So there. And I've got another green that I thought could go. Let me sneak it under the foam, and then I don't have to use glue. And I've got another green that could maybe, I don't want it overlapping the photo that much, but I can scooch it down and it'll be fine. Okay, there we go. And they kind of curl around. I need something here, but I don't want too much. I could use another of those same hibiscuses, or I could go with something completely different. This is I could pair a hibiscus with a pineapple. That pineapple's too big. Let's look at these stickers. How about, oh look, there's a sticker that has a hibiscus and a pineapple. That's too much with that. I think I just want to have a nice, well, I do want, well, okay. I'm thinking I might want my butterfly here because it's up near the yellow there. Let me pull, how about that? That's just a little too, I just need something plain right there. And maybe this flower would work, or a smaller version of that same flower. How about that? And then maybe it should come out from underneath and then have some leaves. I'm going to go back to, I have these plumeria. I don't need two of them. I could go for this one right under there, but you know what else I have? I have these white plumeria, which that would definitely look upside down. I can do this here, maybe arching out that way. And it's the reason I like the white there is because it's kind of subtle. It doesn't, we've got the brilliant, more intense color here, the paler colors there, and then this kind of fades out. But I want it on foam, so let me get a piece of foam. Here, I've got this. And I have this up high enough that I can scooch this underneath. And then I can work some leaves coming out of it like this, and I'm going to cut that down so it's not quite out so much, and I don't necessarily want it to look like it's an extension of these. Okay, and then I've got this one, which has got the same kind of colors on it. I'll cut a little off that one too. Okay, and then I've got this palm leaf that I had thought I might use here, but I think I'm going to fussy cut a little bit off the top of this leaf, just to give it a bit of greenery there. We've got green kind of all around in here, and there, so I thought I'd do some here too. And I'll just it's hitting the foam underneath there. And I really want it at a certain particular angle, and it's just not cooperating. So what I'm going to do is maybe lift that up and scooch it between the flower and the foam. Okay, and that holds it up. No foam needed on it. I've still got this little plumeria, and in the original there were some individual flowers around. I like that well enough to let it stand on its own down here. Let me get a couple hearts to put kind of out in the field here. I want to put the geotag up here. But I would like a ticket, and there are tickets galore in the ephemera. I just need to find one that is handy, or I could just pull one from here. I want to get two of the, I'm really trying to emphasize that coral color. This is not very, okay. what I'm gonna do here is put these tickets kind of behind the netting. There we go. And then I'll put the geotag there. That is not at the right angle because it needs to be built up with a tiny bit of foam. I will cut some off if I can find my scissors. Okay, little tiny piece of foam. Okay, I think that's gonna work. There we go. And I have my seagull here. Maybe I can put the seagull, layer the seagull on top of the geotag. I like that idea. And I have no problems. I hear people ask occasionally, what do I do about all this dimension on my pages in my albums? I just can't fit as many pages in an album. To me, that's the only issue. I use lots of dimension on my pages, and I don't mind layering dimension. I'm just trying to get that so that I don't have a glop of glue on there. Okay, and now I have a flare to kind of layer in front of those tickets as well. Gonna do it so that the wood grain shows, so that I don't hide that. Okay, hopefully that will level out. And I have a tiny star that I thought I might put in that area as part of that cluster. I'm going to put one down here, and these are meant to be kind of just subtle bits of texture. I have a paper snip that says "Seize the Day," and I thought I would put it on here. Let me see if that will still work. I had envisioned the flare being somewhere else, but I think that works. Let me see if I need any more florals anywhere. I think I'm good with those, and I'm probably ready to commit on the title. Let me get one of the circles there, and a dot maybe right here. I love these pieces. And I've got the ladybug here, the ladybug flare, which maybe could go there or there. But I think I will I have some glass ladybugs, and I will use one of those instead of this flare. I think we have enough going on there that having the ladybug in the form of a flare may be a little more than we need. And then I'm gonna layer this butterfly on top of the postage stamp frame there. Kind of like that, so that it doesn't really overlap the star. And I think I'm done. I have another leaf bit here, but I don't think I need it, except maybe it could go here, kind of underneath that one. Okay, so that's been used. And now I think I will add, you know, I'm having a problem here with this. I need one more layer of foam for that to sit up straight. So I'm gonna put it there. And I'm gonna take this, press that down. Okay. Actually, now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue to hold it down onto the photo. And that will keep it level for all eternity. Okay, I'm going to take a look now. I don't think I need this little piece, but I'm going to save it because I could use it. I don't think I need another one of these. Maybe right in here. Right there, kind of underneath the leaves. So I think I'm done. I thank you very much for watching, and if you'd like some close-ups, I'll have those and an explanation of everything I did on the blog. So that link will be on my Scrappy Cathy page, and also on, well, maybe I can put it in the description box of this video. But in any case, it'll be, it should also be on Instagram and the BrambleFox Friends Facebook page. So thank you very much for watching. I'm happy with how this turned out. I love both of those collections, and I knew immediately when I saw this photo that that's what I would use for this, this photo. And I'm really happy with the background paper. So, thank you for watching. Bye.